love to hate. Andrew Anderson spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I'm rocking my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Welcome to College Sports Villains. Really just Villains, the podcast now, because we have delved into some other things, really cool stuff, video games, movies, and thanks to Chris, we did an episode of music, and we have to do part 2 next week because there's so many genres of music, we didn't understand how many there were going to be. So we will do part 2 of Chris's music show next week. I'm excited about it. And of course, I'm waiting on a couple more people to get here. Which is okay. But in the meantime, Chris, how we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm talking trash to a Kentucky fan right now. How's that sound?
That's pretty much normal in the real world. Like outside of basketball and not even really recently, what does Kentucky fans have to brag about? Help me out here.
The question I always ask is, isn't college basketball better when Kentucky's good? To be honest, I never even thought about it. You know why? Because I grew up in the North. I watch the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Indiana Hoosiers, Michigan State, Purdue. Those are the teams that matter to me. I didn't care about Kentucky.
Well, see, I'm a little bit older as well. So the teams that come to mind for me are Michigan State, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. Those are the ones for me when they're good. Utah, UNLV, teams like that, when they're good, that's when it's fun for me.
Right.
So I'm sure you feel the same way.
Exactly. I don't care who it is. If they play good, I'm going to watch them. If they don't play good, I probably ain't going to watch them. Don't matter who it is. I don't care if it says Kentucky or Drake on their uniform. If they're good, I'm going to watch them.
That is 100% a fact right there. We look at this year, just take a few years ago when Furman did really good. Outside of people like me who are Furman fans, nobody watched Furman. And then all of a sudden,
power, baby.
Right. All of a sudden, Furman was the darling of the tournament. If you're good, people will watch you.
Yep.
That is just a fact. I'm doing some backstage stuff real quick. I'm excited about this show. So you know our friend TJ.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be on. He's got a new thing going on with Sports Bible. He also writes for Mike Farrell Sports. Really cool stuff. He's coming on. Sports Bible is like one of the big dogs in Pittsburgh sports. I didn't even know. And, TJ made this connection for me. So I appreciate that from him. I'm just looking at all this stuff, man. And did you get a chance to catch Dean's show?
I did not get a chance. They put us on 10 hours again today and tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Because Easter's next week. We're off on Friday, so we can't afford to get behind. So they put us on 10 hours. So I didn't get a chance to watch it tonight, but I will go back and check it out. He usually does some really good stuff.
So that show was fantastic, bro. Look, he had a current player, Callie Levine. She will not accept Levin. She made that clear on the show. Two former players, Molly. I love me some Molly because that day that Dean got kicked off, I had to jump on and do like a 30-minute spot with Molly about Iowa's women's basketball. Luckily for me, I'm a big follower of women's basketball, so I was able to hold my own in it.
Right.
But it was a fantastic show, dude. I mean, like he had
Molly
probably
knows her stuff. Yeah.
100 comments come in just while the hour I watched. Like it was really cool. Like he does good stuff, and he's definitely somebody we want to invest in. So if you like Iowa Hawkeyes or not, I mean, like if you just want to watch a good show, watch Talking Iowa Sports with Dean. I mean, like this dude is great.
Yep.
Dominic, what's up, bro? Dominic, like I need to have you on the show, man, before the season starts at least. Florida State's looking a lot better this year than they did last year. Very impressed what he did in the portal. I mean, I know Florida State has money. I shouldn't be that impressed, but Florida State's really killing it in the portal, and they did not last year. So the year before, they did really good in the portal. And then last year, they did really piss poor in the portal. And this year, they're doing really good in the portal. So the portal giveth and the portal taketh away.
So I've actually got it on good authority that if they don't make it to a bowl game this year, he's probably gone.
Oh, yeah. Florida State don't play that. I think they will. I was the first one to say Florida State wasn't going to win 4 games last year, and I was right. And because I watched what they lost, and I was like, there's no way you cannot win without those players, because they only had about 9 players sit out total in that Georgia game and lost by 60 to Georgia's backup. So I already knew what time it was for them right then. You knew they were going to be piss poor. We talked about it before the season. People called us crazy, Chris. They're like, they're number 10. And we're like, dude, like they lost everybody. What are you talking about?
Right.
And they were shit. They were a complete ass.
So just to let you know, I've already made my $20 bet on FanDuel.
For what?
I'm riding the over on Vanderbilt's 4.5 wins.
Gotcha. We'll talk about that in a minute. But in the meantime, James, how are we doing?
Was good.
Hey, man, look, just quick shout out to our friends, the now the college football backers. Just a quick shout out to them. We love your show. I just want to say that one more time. We love that show over here. So James, how we doing, Mr. Mafioso?
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. The wife is now playing some Mortal Kombat, and right now we're gonna see how long it takes her before she does the classic video game crash out.
Hey, look, man, when we're off this show, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I haven't gotten to play it in the last couple of days. Life's just been busy. I'm about to crash on that. That game is amazing. When you get through your backlog that you bought, James, purchase one of those games. Start with Black Flag, but we'll get there.
I've had it here for so long.
What's that?
Yeah, I definitely got a bunch of I got some Assassin's Creed video games, and one of them I believe is Black Flag for the PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah.
So what? While you guys are talking about video games, I'm just sitting here. It's registering in my mind that James, brother, you're gonna have to do something and get a better intro video. That thing is lame. That as much energy as you bring to the show, and that's your intro video. But we got to fix it.
So James has a new video. I sent it to him earlier. I just forgot to upload it. His new video is really, really good. I hope you liked it, James. So I sent it.
Bro, I mean, Shinedown as a music choice, what's not to like?
Right. Correct. It will be on next week. I promise.
There we go. Does it bring the energy to the show
Hell
that
yeah.
he brings to the show?
Oh, for sure. For sure. We'll work on that in the meantime. So TJ's coming on. Emily will be here in a minute as we all know Emily, I hope anyway. So
Is that witch?
that's the witch.
I can't wait.
The one that caused El Paso to have an overcast day and brought rain.
James really, really believes at this moment that she hexed a cat and brought rain upon his territory.
Hey, those were her words, not mine.
Yeah, I mean, like, the cat was chilling, and then James went to go use the restroom, take a little break from TV time, come back, and the cat had taken it over. But we're going to get into our top 5 here in just a second because we got another co-host coming. But Chris. That is the intro for James.
That works.
Hey, look, I was putting that video together today because we're running a little commercial for everybody. And I was like, man, I need to get some clips of James in different shows, just doing James things. And I found the 3 perfect ones. But in the meantime, we're going to go to our final co-host of the night. And then we're going to do top 5 Disney movies.
To let the fates keep you safe in the arms of the snow witch. Your shivering dawn is the smile waters are free. To the mountains you're not seen. The darkness of your soul.
Emily, how are we doing?
Hi.
So you're gonna have to send me that again because I can't find it. But excellent, everybody's here. So we're gonna do top 5 Disney movies because we'll have our special guests on in a minute and we'll let them do theirs. But first, let's do one of our FAFOs. And my goodness, tell me what you think. One more time. Jeez.
Why are we trying to do a backflips in the middle of what's presumed to be a drinking party? That's never going to work out well, man.
No, it's not. Wow, that's just crazy. I want to do one more clip because we're going to do the other FAFO when JT and TJ get here, and we'll do our top 5s then. But this isn't a FAFO. This is just an amazing video. Like, I saw this, and I was like, this is baseball. So they did double check the tape, and he caught that.
Mm-hmm.
And it counts as an out.
Yep. That's in my opinion, in my baseball mind opinion, that's the play of the year in college baseball right now.
I agree. 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the effort that kid put in reminded me of Torrey Hunter from the 2013 ALCS.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Great
effort.
Go ahead.
Great effort. I just hate that it got overshadowed by the ending of that game, because the ending of that game was kind of ugly. Kentucky's coach was definitely stalling. Texas A&M's coach called him out on it. They had an exchange of words. I'd rather that game be known for that play than the dust up at the end.
Right, and it was a nasty dust up too. He was 100% stalling. There's no doubt about that. Everybody knew what he was doing. Nothing you could do about it. Like everybody already knew what you were doing. But with that being said, it's really the same thing with sorry about that. That's me. It's really the same thing with Lane Kiffin, though. I mean, you take about what he did. 100% of the time, this guy is out there faking injuries. It actually got so bad on the faking injuries part that the SEC made a rule that you would be penalized and fined every time you did it because of what they did. I guess it's one of those things where just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
So, on that note, I know TJ's a Tennessee fan. I don't know if we'll broach on this or not when he gets on here. But Tennessee, if you watch every game they played this year, on every field goal or extra point try, they had an offensive lineman lay down on the field after the kick. Every single one. They ain't getting an offensive lineman hurt on every single play.
And
they're
crazy.
Just not. And he'd lay down on the field. They'd come out, the staff would work on him, help him off the field. And it's an extra timeout that they're getting.
Correct.
Something's got to be done.
And I think we all agree that something has to be done. I don't know. I don't know if they already changed the rule. I don't know if they'll change the baseball rule or not for curfew. But Emily has a FAFO real quick.
Hey, what's up?
To all the tumbler drinkers.
That is crazy.
I have a feeling that James is a tumbler drinker.
The wife is. I'm not.
I'm not either. I'm a water bottle kind of guy. I just drink directly out of the water bottle. So I'm not sure. The problem for me in a tumbler is nothing lasts enough to get hot or cold when I drink it at all.
It's not a tumbler, but I got this big thing here. Keep it full of Sunny D all the time. Got the big lid on it. It's not got the cat pecker for a lid, so I'm safe there.
Not me. So I was getting us shared up out there. We currently have 14 people, 20 minutes in. That's really cool. So I think what we'll do now is take a quick commercial break, and we shall be back in just a second. Let me go ahead and do this. You're watching Villains the Podcast only on the Villain Media Network.
one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Welcome back to Villains the Podcast. So we got some top fives tonight, and we got some special guests. So
So go on Pittsburgh, steal my girl, rig my heart, mess me up, hit me hard, gonna get back up, we both know the deal, you can break what's strong, as Pittsburgh Steel.
I absolutely love that intro. TJ, JT, thank you for being here tonight.
What's
no
up,
problem,
guys?
man. Thank you, guys.
We appreciate it. So before we get into the subject matter, our top five list, of course, we're going to start with Pitt. Before we get in our top five list, go ahead and tell us a little bit, JT, about what you are and what you do. This is your time out there for our audience.
Basically, if you get on www.sportsbible.com, it's basically a who's who in sports. We talk about Pittsburgh sports. We talk about I'm real big on the drafts in all four sports, the prospects in all four sports. I started this about 10 years ago. My father on his deathbed told me, he was a steel worker that didn't do anything. He told me, do what you want to do in life, kid. So I started it up as a side thing. I left a couple years ago to write for a different company. It didn't work out, so I'm back at it again, and got a great team of people, especially with led by TJ and guys, and meeting guys like you. So it's like there's a big community of guys like us that are. I'm not saying we're more knowledgeable, but I'm not saying we're less knowledgeable. So I think it's a great community.
Oh yeah, so I love TJ. TJ and I met almost a couple of years ago now, and I will tell you, he's one of my favorite people in this world. You talk about somebody who's just always pleasant to talk to. That's TJ for you, and anybody that knows him agrees 100%. Big shout out to
that, man.
because I got to interview Citadel's head football coach and Citadel's head baseball coach all because of this guy. So we appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Hey, listen, you guys made it easy for me to do. That was very easy for me to get going with what you guys do.
Hey, you are the cornerstone, and we appreciate it. So, in honor of having you two on, which I'm super excited about, like I really, really love what y'all are doing. I engage with your content almost every day, and I don't have any Pittsburgh teams. You know, I'm an Atlanta guy, but I always love Mario Lemieux. Always one of my favorite players. So I have a special place in my heart for Pittsburgh and Three Rivers Stadium, which I did go to.
Nice.
I loved it. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. But with that being said, let's do our top 5 all-time Pitt Panthers. When I was going through this, like about 20 of them came in my head, and I'm like, man, who am I going to break this down to? I got to pull up my cheat sheet here because if I don't write them down, I'll forget. Chris,
that's a sign of age, man. That's all of us getting old.
Correct. Correct. We're going to start with Chris, number 5, Chris.
I think I'm gonna go with. Isn't Russ Grimm from Pittsburgh?
Yes, yes, he is.
Pitt, please don't call it Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is for the Steelers, Bengals, and Pirates.
Pitt,
Thank
right?
you.
Pitt. I do apologize, but I believe Russ Grimm is from Pitt.
Correct.
He is.
That guy was just a beast on the offensive line. Nasty to play against. You remember back when he played, I think at one time he played with both hands bandaged up, and it looked like he had clubs on his hand, and he's just out there mauling people. He's got to be in my list of top 5 Pitt Panthers of all time.
Very nice. James, number 5.
So number 5 for me, this man was part of. Well, unfortunately, he came right around the time where the Cowboys were, kind of not essentially that bad up until they made their run in the 90s. But number 5, I got to give it to Tony Dorsett.
Nice. I love me some Tony Dorsett. Emily's going to skip the Pitt picks today. She's recently into sports, thanks to me. So I will go next simply because this is a Pitt show and I want to hear y'all's. Number 5 for me is Dan Marino. One of the all-time greatest college quarterbacks out there. We all know how I feel about him at the pro level. But in the college game, he was one of the best. That's where I have. So TJ, number 5.
So I did mine a little different. There's a lot of greats in Pitt's history. Hugh Green, Tony Dorsett, Dan Marino, that I've never seen personally, either in person or on TV. So what I did with my top 5 was people who I've actually seen play.
Hey, that's fair.
My number 5 is Ironhead Hayward, Craig Hayward. So he was a monster running back. My first 2 collegiate football games I ever went to were both at Pitt Stadium. The 86 Pitt played against Kent State. 87 they played against Miami. Both games he had over 220 yards.
Hey, look, Ironhead played for the Falcons. He has a special place in my heart. JT, number 5.
First off, I hope you have some Penn State fans looking in, because Pitt don't get as many guys drafted as Penn State does, but Pitt has way better success in the NFL than Penn State. And I'm going to prove it here. My number 5 is Darrelle Revis Island, baby. I mean, one of the best cornerbacks in our generation, watching cornerbacks. And he had some big games at Pitt as well, returning kicks, punts, interceptions. Guy did everything. And honestly, I have trouble with my number 5 because there's so many players out there, but I love Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, he was a special player, wasn't he? No doubt about that.
And he had the size mixed with it. He wasn't a small corner. He was, I think, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Going against those big receivers, man. Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't out jump him. That was for sure. So awesome. So number 4, Chris.
The number 4 for me, he's already been mentioned on here a couple times. I have Craig Hayward at number 4. So me being a New Orleans Saints fan,
yeah,
as an early teenager and growing up, Ironhead came to the Saints at a time when they were starting to get good, right? The 87 season was the first time they ever made the playoffs. It was fun times to be held. We were doing the Benson Boogie. We were chanting cha-ching all the time when they scored. And Hayward was part of building that. He was part of that foundation to build it to where they were annually a contender to win the division. So for personal reasons, I got Hayward at number 4.
James, number 4.
Number 4, yeah, the man had an island named after him and arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Number 4, I'm going to have to go with Darrelle Revis.
Oh, yeah. we all know Revis Island, and that's all you really have to say if you're a football fan, and that explains everything. Number 4 for me, rest in peace, Bill Fralick. And the reason that he's on my list is I'm a huge Falcons fan, and he was a cornerstone of our line. And he actually died in Atlanta in 2018, so he ended up staying in the community, a big part of it. Absolutely love him at number 4, Bill Fralick. TJ, number 4.
So, quick story about Bill Fralick before we finish this part up. My understanding is he was the reason they came up with the nickname Pancake Block, because he was the one they started counting how many defenders he was putting on their backs. When he was at Pitt, they started that.
Oh, yeah. He was fantastic. My favorite offensive lineman ever.
Yeah. My number 4, I'm with James. I got Revis Island. Darrelle Revis was just something to watch when he was at Pitt. He was phenomenal as a cover corner. He could bait the quarterbacks. And like JT said before, he could return. He could return punts. He returned punts for touchdowns. He returned interceptions for touchdown. I'm pretty sure he returned a blocked field goal for a touchdown. I mean, he was a phenomenal player in college.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. JT, number 4.
All right, I already gave you a cornerback from Pitt that might be considered one of the best corners of all time in the NFL. I'm going to give you a defensive tackle that could be the best defensive tackle of all time. He just retired 2 seasons ago. Aaron Donald. This kid, he's a local kid too. He's from a local Pittsburgh school, so he's a Pittsburgh through and through. And this guy's unbelievable. I got to meet him a couple times. He's shorter than I am, and he's just ripped. I mean, I've never seen a guy who's built like him, short and compact and just powerful. Probably the most powerful and disruptive defensive tackle we're going to see in our lifetime. So I'm going with Aaron Donald, number 4.
Oh yeah. So he was like, I had him floating at number 6, number 5, number 6, number 5. But he was like he would eat you out there if you pissed him off. Not a guy you'd want to scruff with. That's for sure. Number 3, Chris.
So number 3 for me, I'm going old school. A lot of you guys will appreciate this pick. But for a guy to play tight end and end up 6th in the Heisman Trophy voting says a lot about what this guy brought to the team. And then he played mean defense as well. Then he went on to the NFL and became one of the coaches that we all love to mimic, and coached arguably the greatest team of all time in the Chicago Bears in that Super Bowl run that they had. They should have broken Miami's record that year, but they didn't. But Mike Ditka, you can't have a top 5 Pitt list without Mike Ditka representing somewhere.
I mean, you can, and I'll prove it. But but yeah, the legend that he was, no crazy talk that he's on this list at all. Number 3, James.
Yeah, number 3. I mean, JT said it best. The dude was an absolute monster, especially on the defensive line. Like, how his game was so crazy. He was having to get triple teamed practically every time. How the hell he even had a 6-pack sitting at damn near 290 pounds is wild. But yeah, number 3, I'm going to have to give it to Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Number 3 for me, not going to be long, Revis Island. That's all I was going to say, and every one of you were going to appreciate that. Number 3, TJ.
My number 3 was LaShawn McCoy. Shady was a monster running back at Pitt. Got him drafted. I think he was drafted in the first round by the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a phenomenal running back at Pitt. He
literally made a career out of running laterally.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. He was one of the bigger backs, and his speed, he just tried to outrun everybody to the boundary and then just hit the corner and go. I mean, he was a damn good running back.
No doubt. Number 3, JT.
I'm gonna go with my my Tony Dorsett signed Hall of Fame helmet from Pitt. Dorsett was. I didn't get to see. I was younger when Dorsett. I'm born in '74. I got to see the tail end of Dorsett, what he could do. I didn't get to see him at Pitt, but the stories I've read, and some of the highlights I remember from Dorsett. He was a phenomenal running back that helped Pitt win some titles. And I'm going to go Dorsett. Like I said, this list is tough. I had to go with. I didn't want to go with all new guys. So I want to get a couple old guys in there. So I'm going to go with Dorsett, number 3.
No doubt. Cody says TJ.
My man Cody.
Big fan. I love Tony Dorsett, but we'll get more into that later. Honestly, I am like younger than 3 people. I'm usually the oldest person on my show unless Chris is here, so this is nice to be one of the younger ones. Chris.
So, number 2 for me, again, being a teenager, watching this guy do what he did, more so in the NFL than it was in college. I just wasn't old enough to watch him in college, but the stories I've heard about him being in college, ends up being one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL. Obviously, in the top 10 of that list, I got Tony Dorsett at number 2.
Nice. All right, I got a feeling I know who a lot of your number 1s are going to be. Number 2, James.
Number 2, I mean, this man was a freak of fucking nature with his hands. This dude was catching everything, including COVID, but that man wasn't suffering from COVID anytime soon. But he honestly just gets overlooked a lot because he spent his entire career with the Arizona Cardinals, should have won a Super Bowl when Kurt Warner was the quarterback, and easily could be a top 10 or hell, arguably a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Number 2, I got to give it to Larry Fitzgerald.
So funny story. I go next anyway, but I also have Larry Fitzgerald at number 2, and a real funny story about that. It's a true story. I just found out like 2 days ago. One of my former bosses, her name's Stephanie. Her son is so good at wide receiver. I'm not going to reveal names and all that right now. But her son's so good. He's in 8th grade. He already has like 90 D1 offers. It's insane. They're moving week after next to Arizona so her son can work with Larry Fitzgerald personally, and she's getting a job within the Arizona Cardinals organization. So really cool personal story there.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely. So for me, number 2, a top 5 wide receiver of all time, definitely, in my opinion, Larry Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Number 2, TJ.
My number 2 is I got Aaron Donald, number 2. I was at the game his senior year, his last year at Pitt, at Georgia Tech when they played. Paul Johnson did the option offense. I get that. When you're a double-teamed defensive tackle and you get 11 solo tackles in a game, you disrupted that game. You disrupted that fucking game. There's no other way around it. He was a freak of nature. Like JT said, he's short and compact. He was able to get under and get leverage on a lot of defensive linemen, pro and college, and just annihilated people. And I think he changed the way a lot of players were able to actually play that position because of his size and how he could do the things he did.
Definitely. Number 2, JT.
I'm on the same board with a couple of you guys. I have Larry Fitz, number 2. I got to see Mario Lemieux live. I got to see Sidney Crosby live. I got to see Barry Bonds live. There's no better athlete I've seen live during a season that Larry Fitzgerald had during his Heisman run, which he should have won the Heisman. I'm not being a Yinzer, but Jason White won it that year, which it was terrible. What Larry Fitz did as a receiver, his what was it, sophomore? It was just came out of it was a sophomore year, really a third year sophomore, but Larry Fitz is the most amazing athlete I've seen in person for what he could do. That's comparing him to Lemieux and all the big guy, Yager, all the guys I got to watch growing up. But Fitzgerald's, it was hard not putting him number 1, but I have somebody above him. So.
Yeah, it was hard for me to not put him number 1 as well. I had him at number 2. Number 1, Chris.
So my number 1 favorite Pitt Panther of all time, I went a different route on this. I didn't go with a former player, which is going to shock some people. And it might be controversial when I say this. But this guy won a national championship at Pitt. He didn't stay there long. He then went back to his alma mater in the South. He coached for a while at Iowa State. I've always been a massive, massive, massive fan of Johnny Majors. I feel like he got done dirty at Tennessee. That's a story for another day. But to win a national title at Pitt and coach guys like Matt Cavanaugh and Tony Dorsett, I think he earns a spot on this list.
Yeah, so you said you're going to shock a lot of people, especially since we told you it was former players at Pitt. Kind of shocking. I mean, you're right.
I haven't been paying attention to
his own drum. Come on.
But hey, certainly
if
worth
I had to go with, if I have to go with the player, I'd put Dan Marino.
I got you. I put him right where he belongs at number 5. Number 1, James.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wasn't even close on this one. Easily one of the best quarterbacks to have never won a Super Bowl, but man, oh man, did he bring the Miami Dolphins to some serious prominence when he was their quarterback. I got to go with Dan Marino.
All righty. In college, Dan Marino was a beast. I never got to watch him in college. I was a little too young for that. But I did see a bunch of games because the great part about growing up in the late 80s, early 90s was a TV station called ESPN Classic. So number 1 for me is Tony Dorsett. I remember my dad talking about him when I was 4 years old, and he's like, watch this, watch this, watch this. And, we're watching these games on ESPN Classic, and we're watching him run up and down the field. And he was my dad's favorite. So he gets number 1 on the list just because dad. But Tony Dorsett, I just love the guy. I love watching him. I mean, a lot of it might have been excitement because my dad was excited, but it's a memory that sticks with me. And so for that reason, Tony Dorsett gets number 1. TJ, who is number 1 on your list?
Mine is Larry Fitzgerald. I just was blown away by everything I saw that dude do. I mean, I was living in Atlanta for his second season, and JT, you remember the Texas A&M catch, right?
Oh, definitely.
Pass triple coverage. I'm in a dive bar with a bunch of rednecks with all SEC games around, and I got the Pitt game in front of me watching that against Texas A&M. And when he scored that touchdown, I had 2 old redneck guys walk up to me, buy me a beer, and said, "We ain't never seen a catch like that before in our lives. That boy's pretty good." I was like, got it. So he still holds, if I remember right, he still holds the record for most consecutive games in college with a touchdown catch.
Yes.
He set it against Miami. Or I guess that was his last collegiate home game, was against Miami. 2001, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he was phenomenal to watch. The only reason I think he did not win the Heisman, he didn't return kicks or punts. If he would have returned kicks or punts, I think there's no way they would have been able to give it to Jason White. But all he did was make phenomenal plays as a receiver. But I see why they gave it to Jason White. I just don't agree with it.
So I'm good. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. That was Larry Fitzgerald. That was crazy talk, and I don't have a dog in that fight. But there's an unspoken rule on villains, TJ, and you kind of just broke it. We don't mention 0-1 Miami here because James loses his mind when he realizes that 95 Nebraska was way better. Number 1, JT.
Before I name my number 1, I want to name a guy that nobody's mentioned, who I'm shocked he didn't make my top 5 either, but Hugh Green didn't get mentioned, which when you really dig into who Hugh Green was, he was one of the most dominating defensive college players of all time. His NFL career didn't go quite as good as it should have, but we need to get a chance. Look up Hugh Green and what he did at Pitt. He was another one of them guys that were just dominating. But I went with Dan Marino. And TJ will agree with this. Dan Marino still has an effect on the Steelers drafting, which the rumor was when we took Kenny Pickett it was a Rooney that wanted Pickett because he didn't want to screw up and not take the pick quarterback for the second time. And And we saw what happened with the Kenny Pickett fiasco. But Dan Marino was ridiculous. I mean, people always say, the guy never won a Super Bowl. But you know what? Jim Kelly didn't win one either. Some really good quarterbacks in the league didn't win Super Bowls. But Marino was the originator of 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns with the Marx Brothers. I mean, his NFL career was still great. Plus, he was in Ace Ventura, so you can't go wrong there.
Hey, he was the first quarterback I saw as a young kid throw the ball 50-something times a game, and which is why his stats were so ridiculous, because he was throwing the ball twice as much as anybody else. But I'd never seen that before. I'd never seen an offense built so much around one person. That's the one thing I do remember thinking. I'm watching football as a kid. I'm like, damn, do the Dolphins run the damn ball? I mean, they did not. They did not run the ball. And I guess when you have a weapon like Dan Marino, there's no need to run the ball a lot. So that was awesome. That was a really fun list. I know, JT, we've only got you for 7 more minutes, but did you do a top 5 college football stadium list?
You know what? When I was going through it, and I'm going to explain myself here. I'm a big sports fan, all 4 sports, but football, and I think you guys would agree that been the college football games. I don't think it's the stadium that makes it. I think it's the surroundings and the people. Like I have never been to the big house, the big blue house in Michigan. I've never been to the horseshoe, but watching it on TV, TJ's got to go to Tennessee. He told me the same thing, like the atmosphere. So I go with the 5 schools like that. And I hate Penn State, but man, I would do anything for a Pitt home game to look like a Penn State game. So when I go through that, I'm going through like Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, Georgia, like places that are just the people make it, man. It ain't like baseball where we have a great baseball stadium here. I'm not even just saying it because I'm from Pittsburgh. PNC Park is gorgeous. And you don't even need a team. It's just you just sit there and watch the buildings, look at the surroundings. You could do that in baseball. Football, you don't care about the surroundings. But when you're inside the stadium and you hear the fans and the way they act, and I mean, I got to get to a Penn State game because it's local. I should be there. I got to get to a Michigan game. I got to get to. That's one of my bucket lists. I'm 50 now. I want to start.
You got to get down south and get to a South game.
That's what I mean. Like I'm used to sitting there.
SEC schools, except for Vanderbilt, SEC schools are where it's at.
I mean, I'm in the media for Pitt, and I sit out there and watch a half-empty stadium. I mean, it's terrible,
I made the crack at Chris because Chris is a Vandy fan. That's why I said Vandy.
hey, TJ, have you been to Columbia, Missouri?
I have not.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing.
Look, TJ, I gotta say Vanderbilt. I love Vanderbilt Stadium because when we played there, like it's mostly garnet and black, so it's like another home game for us. But when Vanderbilt's good, they'll pack out the stadium. But Vanderbilt fans are very fickle, and this is not a shot at Chris. But when they're good, like the Jay Cutler years, man, the whole fucking thing is Vandy. But when they're having their down years, man, there's like 26 fans there, and they're nasty, one of the biggest cities in the country.
See, we're smart. We're not going to spend $50 to go watch a piss poor product on the field. We're just not going to do it.
Good thing the Pirates don't play there, man. You have like 5 people at the games.
Yeah. Look, South Carolina lost 21 straight games in 99 and 2000. Man, I'm going to tell you, I went to a couple of those games, mad as hell, tears in my eyes, but that's my team, and I'm going to go, and I'm watching them get their ass whipped, and I'm like 17 with tears falling down my eyes. I'm like, I'm watching this whole game.
And that's the difference between North and South. When I lived in Atlanta for a couple of years, and a couple of friends of mine I had who were down there that I worked with, they were Steeler fans, but they were from the South. And they said they grew up with no pro teams. They were big college fans, but they had no pro teams. Up in Pittsburgh, up in the North, like we have pro teams. We have college teams. I don't really care for Penn State. I don't really care for Ohio State or Michigan. I grew up a Pitt fan and a Tennessee fan. I love Tennessee. I've been to a couple of games there. South Carolina looks phenomenal. You will never get an atmosphere on a Sunday that you do on a Saturday.
Right.
It's just, there's no question about it. You will never get the same atmosphere.
Nope, you're 100% right. I too have been to a Tennessee game, South Carolina at Tennessee. The fans are actually, it's loud, it's raucous, and Rocky Top. Oh my God, that thing's played at 7,000 decibels. Dear God, it is. But it's a fun atmosphere. I mean, they're not like Georgia fans. Like Tennessee fans, they were a little mouthy, but that was about it. Georgia fans are shitty fans. Kentucky fans are shitty fans when you go, because like my wife and I went to Kentucky, South Carolina 3 years back, and like people were screaming at our 1-year-old and like just a bunch of nasty people up there for real. Except for that one guy who like literally pushed them to the ground to get us through the crowd. So much respect to that Kentucky fan, but the rest of them, screaming obscenities at a 1-year-old, that's crazy talk.
Seeing Georgia's the same way. Grown ass men barking at children. Come on, man.
They
get a life.
Like we saw that at West Virginia. West Virginia fans were like, we'd go down there, and my friend had a little 4-year-old sister, and guy got right in her face and said, "Eat shit, Pitt." And we're like, dude, why wouldn't you say that to us? Why would you say that to the little girl? But that's how it is in some schools, though. West Virginia has a great atmosphere, though. I mean, when you beat them, you get to watch them burn the couches outside. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty neat.
Oh no, they're burning their beds.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
So Andrew, I know this is going to be a little bit of a sore spot for you. I used to be the asshole fan growing up. I was the one who always mouthed off. I didn't necessarily jump in a 4-year-old's face and scream, but I was the asshole fan. I went down to pick Clemson in 2016 and fucking changed my way of being a fan. Those people were awesome. They were cheering for their team, not booing my team. I mean, I could jaw jack with people. That's no problem. But I completely rethought how I need to be as a fan, because I didn't need to be the asshole fan no more. And that's when I stopped liking Pitt and stayed all in with Tennessee. So there you go, Vandy.
So TJ, just so you know, I have talked about the Clemson being a Gamecock fan going into Death Valley, and that's the murderous hated rival. I've never been treated poorly at Clemson. I've said that on the show many times. I give them their due. Even when we beat them, like in their house, 82,000 Clemson fans, they're like, fuck you, man, good game. And then really good fans of Clemson. I can't even talk shit about them, and I really want to because I hate them so bad, but they're just so damn nice.
So picture us coming down there. We're all Steeler fans, and Steeler fans are some of the best and worst at the same time. And we go down to this game, and Pitt goes in there and beats them. That's when James Conner, Nathan Peterman, like Pitt won, I think it was 42-39, I think was the final score. And that was one of the early years of the college football playoff. And everybody was nice to us. Everybody was great. And when we're getting ready to walk out of the stadium, we're talking to each other. We're like, there's no way these people are going to be nice now. We just knocked them out of the playoffs. As soon as we get out the door, they're mobbing us. Great game, guys. Great game. Had a little help from the refs. Great game. We literally huddled in the parking lot. It was like, if this shit was reversed, we'd be like, get the fuck out of our car. And so, like, that's what really made me start to think, like, I don't need to be the asshole fan. Can I talk shit and throw some lines in there? Yeah, of course I can do that. But I don't need to be hateful like I used to be. And honest to God, it changed the way I was as a fan.
Yeah, no doubt. That's how Clemson is. It really is.
And to be even funnier about your South Carolina thing, they did senior day at that Pitt game, and when we asked the Clemson fans why, they said, we don't do senior day when we play South Carolina anymore.
Yeah, they that was during Clemson started getting really good. They had won a few already in a row by that point after we won 5 in a row. Because you thought you knocked them out of the playoffs, but they hoisted the trophy at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. They ended up winning it.
The whole thing. So, I guess it's really easy to be nice when your team's the best in the country and you just slipped up once.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. JT, I know you got to go. You already told me why. TJ, I'd love you to stick around if you can.
Absolutely. I'm on, man.
Cool. JT, thank you, man. Tell us one more time what you're about.
www.sportsvival.com. We're all about what we're doing here tonight, man. Letting regular sports fans come on, write some stuff, talk about some stuff. I'm just trying to bring the whole community together in different ways, but between podcasts, writing books, writing articles, and don't forget my TJ likes this. This is my Narcoozie. But Pat Narduzzi's our coach. I got drunk one night, had a box full of koozies, and I'm like, what can I make? So I made a Narcoozie, which over the years I sold a ton of them. But now that Pat Narduzzi is not really a favorite here in Pittsburgh anymore, he's not really don't really sell many Narcoosies like I used to. But no, I appreciate this, guys. This was fun, honestly. If I wouldn't have had this new job I started last week, I get up at 4 a.m. now, so I struggle, man.
That makes one of us.
Only once a month do I got to get up that early. That's
not me. Yeah.
Well, when you're 50, I don't know if anybody else here is 50, but when you're 50, you don't sleep. You don't sleep from 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock. You sleep from 10 to 12:30. You take a piss. You get up at 1:45. You take a piss, and then you start. And I'm really good with math, so I'm thinking I got 2 hours and 15 minutes of sleep, and I end up just sitting there not sleeping. So
Chris saw Mike Ditka's freshman year at Pitt, so he's up there in age with you.
Yeah, Chris is a little older than you.
He didn't see Ditka. Did you see Ditka at Pitt?
No, he didn't.
I was like, man.
I wish I would have.
I was like, man. Oh, okay. I was like, you don't look that old, man.
Oh man,
I'm a little bit older than you.
I'll be 51 in a couple of weeks. I'm feeling it. So, but hey, thank you guys. It was a great time. Let me on again. I love it. I talk sports with you guys all the time. It's awesome.
Hey, look, open invitation here at Villains. We like to have a good time. I promise you.
Hey, I had a blast. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Ladies, JT.
I see you, Teach.
All right, guys. So while JT, we thank him for being on and his stuff that he's doing. Let's go to our top 5 stadiums. Now we still got Disney movies and video games. But this one I really was looking forward to knowing all of your answers like so much. Like I don't know what any of you are gonna pick. Generally, when we do this, TJ, it's me and Chris and James and Emily, and I pretty much nail their top 5 down just because I know them so well. But this one right here, I cannot look at any of them and tell you what they're going to do. So I'm so excited about this. Number 5, Chris.
Number 5. So we talk about environments, right? There's not a better environment in the entire country than at the end of the first quarter. 70,000 fans turning around and waving at sick children in the hospital. I got Niall Kinnick at number 5.
All righty. Iowa at number 5. They're not going to make my top 5 based on that. But that is the absolute coolest thing about college football is the wave. Number 1 on the list. Anytime that you're taking care of children and taking time to do something special for kids, you win. That's it. That's how it goes for me. Number 5, James.
Number 5, I mean, looking back a few years ago and just watching the shootout in that stadium, man, oh man, that place was electric. They tore down the goalposts. They got their first win over Alabama and God knows how long. And the tradition was, hey, you beat Alabama, we're smoking a cigar. Man, this place always brings the energy no matter what. Number 5, I got Neyland Stadium.
Neyland Stadium. Yeah. Tennessee is a very, very good environment. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. And I know TJ loves that.
Yep.
So, really cool. TJ, number 5.
So the way I did my list was out of my top 5, I've been to 3. So those 3 are my top 3. The last 2 I've never been to, but obviously seen them on TV, seen the crazy environments and everything that goes on. My number 5 is Tiger Stadium, LSU. I mean, that place, when you register on the Richter scale after a play is made, I mean, that place is nuts. That place got to be crazy. And that's bucket list. I definitely want to get down there for a game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No crazy talk here on that. No crazy talk yet on the show. We're on villains and no crazy talks. All righty. So something's got to change. Number 5, Emily.
So realistically, like I only know of like 4 actual places.
All right, so we'll come back to you at number 4 then.
Oh God, no! Don't do that.
You said you got 4.
I know 4 places. That doesn't mean I like them. Like you should have done worse.
Yes. So you've been just when we come back, list the stadiums that you've been to or seen, because I know you've been to 2. So number 5 for me, I got to tell you, and I don't think it's going to make any of your lists, but Camp Randall, bro, Wisconsin, like that, those people are fucking wild out there. I mean, yes, always packed. You know they're going to run the ball down your throat. It doesn't matter if it's 1987 or 2025, they're going to run the ball. And it's always fun. It's always loud. It's always white. I mean, give me Camp Randall at number 5 all day long.
Okay.
Number 4, Chris.
Number 4 for me, growing up watching college football on Thanksgiving Day, there was one game that registered every single year. And back then, in the 70s and 60s and 50s, this game registered on a national scale in terms of the rankings and who was going to win their conference that year. I got Texas A&M at number 4.
Kyle Field.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you crazy talk for that one. Kyle Field's a great environment. But that midnight yell, that's just terrible. Number 4.
That's cringe. That's cringe.
Yes.
Yeah, so number 4, colleges have a lot of traditions and their football teams have a lot of traditions as well. They do things that make their school. But this particular school was like, what can we do to really stand out in the college football world? Granted, we're going to suck most of the time, but you know what? We'll have a few good years. Blue Turf Field. Number 4, I'm going Boise State.
Look, that should be crazy talk. But
I was going to say, we're probably going to get our first crazy talk with this one. But, hey, when you see that Blue Turf Field in person, it does something to you, man.
That's the only reason you're not getting crazy talk, because the Blue Turf. Because that stadium is not a top 5 stadium. At number 4, TJ.
Number 4 I went with was the other one that I have not been to yet, and that's Ohio Stadium for Ohio State. Yeah. I know people around here. Ohio State has a large group of alumni here in Southwestern PA, and I know a good bit of them who've been to games there, and they say there's nothing like it. I'm going to guess that it's SEC North, if that's the best way to that we could put it. But yeah, what I see on TV with that, what I hear from people that I know, Ohio State is definitely a bucket list. I want to go see a game there.
Oh yeah, Ohio is a southern state hanging out up north, bro. It really is. But I would love to go too. Like that, you'll get no crazy talk there. I'd love to see the horseshoe. That is on my bucket list as well. Holy shit, that cat scared the shit out of me. Number 4, Emily. Now don't unplug things. Get over here.
What cat is there?
It's the orange one. Number 4, Emily.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like as far as this goes, this won't be one that I want to see, but it's one I never want to see again. Which you know what that is.
Kentucky?
Yes.
So we were there, but Kroger Field's actually very nice.
It's a long walk.
Yeah, it was a long walk to get to the stadium. But the stadium was nicer than I thought it was going to be. It's small. Like, it's not like a Tennessee or South Carolina or anything like that. But
I'm sure I'd like it better empty.
Yeah, we saw it. And what a game that was. Second half, opening drive, Spencer Rattler throws a touchdown, and South Carolina never looked back. South Carolina wins the game. Side note, Emily and I have never been to a game together where South Carolina has lost. That's a true story. So number 4 for me, Neyland Stadium. I got to tell you, when I traveled to Tennessee, I think it was 2008, where we took Tennessee down up there. But I will tell you, as soon as you walk in the stadium, it's a lot of people and all that. But the second the game gets on, those fans, they don't talk no more. Like it is serious business. The second I'm sitting there talking, having a good time, they're like, "Hey, welcome to Tennessee. It's your first time. Enjoy it." Soon as kickoff went, I was like, "Man, that was a good play," and like I didn't exist, bro. And when I say it's 7,000 decibels, I'm not lying. I don't know if you've been there, Chris. I imagine you live close. You might have been. That is deafening when they play Rocky Top there. And when Tennessee scores, you might as well not even. You can't even hear the dude beside you at that point. It's so loud.
I'm like TJ. One day I may change my fandom a little bit and my behaviors as such, but as of this moment, that is one place that will not grace my presence.
Love it.
It's worth.
We don't want you there anyway.
It's worth going. Even as a South Carolina fan, I've been there twice. One time we won, one time we lost. But it's so loud up there. Neyland Stadium gets number 4 for me. Number 3, Chris.
Saturday night, the temperature's about 55 degrees. It's dark. And all of a sudden, Enter Sandman starts blaring on the speakers. I got Lane Stadium at number 3.
Crazy talk. Fucking Lane Stadium.
I mean, the only thing Lane Stadium really has going for them is the Virginia Tech's entrance, so that's about it.
Oh my God! No way, that's a top 5 stadium, bro. Anyway, the entrance. Look, Boise State's not either, but I'll give it a pass for Enter Sandman because it is a very good entrance. But neither that nor Boise State belongs on this list. Number 3, James.
Number 3, they call this place Death Valley for a reason. I mean, it's not even close. It's one of the loudest stadiums in the SEC and even in the South in general. Got to give it to Tiger Stadium, LSU.
Oh, yeah, bro. I have been to Death Valley in a night game where we wore our Wounded Warrior jerseys. We wore gray camos, and we were like number 6. They were number 3. And then we intercepted it toward the end of the game, ran it back 60 yards. And in the middle of that, a ref threw a flag and said there was a personal foul chop block. And when you go back and you watch it, there was no personal foul chop block. Reverse the call. LSU scores. They win the game. Nasty fans never go back. They're not as bad as Georgia, but they're very nasty fans. But the environment, woo, buddy. Number 3, TJ.
All right, so this is starting my run of stadiums I've been to. And amazingly, I agree with Vandy Chris. I got Lane Stadium number 3. I went there in 2001. So that tells you how long ago it was. They were the number 4 ranked team in the country. So after, and that was like the second or third year of doing Enter Sandman. After Enter Sandman was over, that place was rocking. No matter what happened, that place was rocking. I mean, we partied with people at tailgating. We had a guy that looked like Danny Bonaducci serving us hooch from this big pouch. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was such a great time. So yes, Enter Sandman now is the only thing they got going for them. Back when I was there, it was a phenomenal place. So I'm going by personal experience.
All righty. Number 3, Emily.
So because I've only been to so many stadiums. So I did like Georgia Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there when it was empty, but I did like it. Maybe that's why.
Georgia's really weird because you can park right on the street and just walk into their stadium. Just walk on in. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a road that goes by it, and then you just park your car, you get out, you walk right into the stadium.
Wow.
I'm sure they blocked the road off during games, but it is a beautiful stadium. I have been there for game day. They have the worst fans in the nation. Sanford Stadium is a raucous environment, though, because you got 70,000 drunk Georgia fans barking. It is loud, but it is stupid. But can't knock it. Number 3 for me, the Big House of Michigan. I've not been there, but I've watched enough games on TV to see those Michigan fans are crazy. 103,000 people packed into one stadium, and it just looks fun. I want to go. I don't want to wear opposing colors because Michigan look crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I've only been there once, and nobody was crazy. But number 3 for me, the Big House. Number 2, Chris.
So number 2 for me, unfortunately, their football team can't draw 20 fans now. But I'm going with the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. That place is gorgeous. It has a fantastic setting. Every year when they put on the Rose Bowl game, it's one of the most epic things you see on New Year's Day. Every year, year in, year out. Don't matter where the fans are from, it's loud. It's ruckus. Unfortunately, the team that plays there on a regular basis can't draw 20 fans. And I hate that for the stadium because it deserves better.
Man.
Well, I mean, people in LA aren't going to go watch it anyway. USC is the brand there. That's just reality.
And even they don't draw a lot.
Yeah, and they don't even do that much. So Los Angeles is not a good football town. Never has been. That's why you see even pro teams come in and out of there like they do. But yeah, it is a beautiful stadium. Number 2, James.
Number 2, I mean, honestly, for me, I think this is the gold standard as far as the SEC goes, and this is for a lot of teams, and even players for that team are gonna get as close to it as playing at an NFL level type stadium. Number 2, I got Bear Bryant Stadium in Tuscaloosa.
All right.
That's crazy talk.
Hey, honey, Chris says that Alabama Stadium's crazy talk.
Well, he's a Vandy fan,
The 200 people that go to Vanderbilt football games make more noise than Alabama football fans do in Bryant-Denny Stadium. They just do not. They sit on their hands and they watch. They don't make any noise.
The problem for Alabama fans is they're the best and they know it and they expect to win. Entitled is a good word.
Yeah.
Last year.
But I disagree with Chris. I think it is a fantastic stadium. But it did not make my top 5 either, Chris, if that makes you happy. Number 2, TJ.
My number 2 is one I brought up earlier. It changed me as a fan. Tiger Stadium for Clemson. I mean, that place, we had seats in the very last row of the stadium. I stood up and walked along the walkway and lifted my head up and over. And the tailgates, the tents that were up, we got in the night before and we took an Uber into town to go, drink and hang out with the college kids. And they were setting up tents down there, which in Pittsburgh, that's a foreign thing because we're not allowed to do that shit. If a game starts at noon, the lots open at 6 a.m. I mean, you can't put tents up. You can't put anything up. You get your parking spot and that's it. So we were like, wow, this is phenomenal. And just looking at it out over the stadium, it was phenomenal. I loved it. I absolutely loved it there.
So fun story about that, TJ. I was there, I think it was 2005. It was either 2005 or 2006. I was there on game day when they played Georgia Tech. Okay. They lost that game. And you talk about all the tents and everything set up.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely amazing how they do that. But the morning after the game, about 60% of those tents were still there, laid down, grills left in the parking lot. I mean, these fans were so mad that they lost that game that they walked off and left everything sitting. They didn't want it. So it's fun to see that.
Yeah.
So even as a Gamecock fan, you'll get no crazy talk. They didn't crack my top 5, mostly out of spite. But Death Valley is a beautiful stadium, and that place gets loud as much as it's annoying as fuck, kind of like Rocky Top. But when they go around the stadium, CLEM, I mean that shit is loud. I mean, like that place is raucous. It is as good as any SEC school out there. Can't deny that. That's fair. Number 2, Emily.
So, don't hate me, husband, but my number 2 is Clemson.
And on the couch tonight, Emily.
I haven't seen a game there, and I don't like Clemson, but they are right next to a graveyard. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes graveyards. So
we went there.
So we have been there. I've been to Clemson a bunch. It's a beautiful stadium. Literally out of spite, I didn't even consider them. But number 2 for me before we go, the Hawks are currently up by 29 over Brooklyn. The Blackhawks won. The Braves are currently in a rain delay. So if the Braves can pull this off, this is a good sports day. The Blackhawks and the Braves don't win a lot. So that would be nice. Number 2 for me is always going. As much as I hated it there, like I said earlier, Death Valley, bro. Like that place is loud. That place is crazy. Those fans are rabid, inside, outside. So you've got 90,000 people inside, and you've got another 50,000 people outside. If you've never been there, that can't get in, and they've got big screen TVs all around the stadium, so the fans outside can watch the game. Man, that shit's cool as hell. That atmosphere was amazing. The best one I've ever seen live. Let's put it that way. Because my number 1, I've never been there, and I really want to go. Number 1, Chris.
So number 1 for me, you'll notice there's a stadium conspicuously absent from my list. They're never going to make a top 5 list for me out of spite.
We don't need you.
But my number 1, it's been mentioned before, when you register on the Richter scale after making a play, you've got something special going on. You go to this place at night on a Saturday, chances are you're going to lose. LSU at night, I don't think there's a better atmosphere. These guys have been drinking all day long. They're drunk. They don't care. They're just there to have a good time. And it makes it tough on opposing teams. I got LSU, Death Valley at number 1.
Look, I had it at number 2. I mean, literally Les Miles coined it the best. It's the place where opponents' dreams come to die. And that includes Alabama. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he meant that with all his heart.
So there was a LSU played a hoax on everybody a few years back where they actually built a prototype of Death Valley with a purple field. I'm all about that stuff. You give them a purple field and that environment highlighted in yellow. Oh my God, what an environment that would be.
So I saw a concept of that where half of the field was purple, the other half was gold, and the 50-yard line divided it, and you could see it clearly. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. They need to do the half purple, half gold. I agree with you, Chris. Number 1, James. No, go ahead, Chris.
I actually think that's cutting edge in marketing for universities to do a colored field. You're starting to see it in basketball. MTSU's got the colored court. Oregon, a lot of college teams have got colored courts now. I think that's your next big marketing opportunity for college football teams. Color your field.
Hey man, I'd love to see some garnet and black out there and some orange and purple. That would be cool, no doubt. I'm with you on that. No crazy talk. Number 1, James.
Number 1, look, it was previously mentioned that the Horseshoe was essentially a stadium, the SEC North. Well, so is this one. And they call it the Big House for a reason. Over 100,000 screaming fans packed into that stadium is just insane.
Yep. Shout out to the 53 people watching live right now. The overall views were well over 1,000 already. So like, good job, everybody.
Nice.
TJ, one time James did a show where just a camera on him for 3.5 hours talking, and he had 45.8 thousand people watching him at one time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The comment section was blowing up like, yo, show us the fight. Show us the fight.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got a legal way of, me being able to show the fight for y'all, I'm all for it. But until then, camera's on the moneymaker, baby.
Got it.
Before I go to your number 1, TJ, so the last UFC event, James,
yeah,
he literally posted the actual show up on his show. Like, here's a free UFC event. They terminated his Twitch in the middle of the stream. Sent warnings to all the other socials. Take it down right now. I'm over there disconnecting my shit like fucking hacker.
I tried to get smart with it too. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I can't actually show the things, so I'll have it on my TV. I'll have a mirror in the background, but so people can watch it mirrored. And they're like, nope, you better take that shit down. That still ain't gonna work.
Hey,
man, that's awesome.
He had it in the mirror, and in the middle of that, X, like Elon Musk, X, sent me a direct message and said, "Take that shit down."
Wow.
I was like, hey, lesson learned.
Hey, look, when you see that go through and it says X, oh shit! Like the owner's like talking to you. Yeah, sir, it's going now.
You should have been
lesson learned. I'm never doing that shit again.
I'll take it down if you give me a Tesla.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to get a Tesla torched anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, that's Elon Musk, man. You may come up missing or something. Like, yeah, I'm taking that down, Mr. Rich Man.
He's got make you disappear money.
Oh yeah.
I apologize with all sincerity of James's boo-boo.
Oh man, that's awesome.
TJ, number 1.
Number 1 is no surprise. Chris's favorite place to see a football game, Neyland Stadium. It was just phenomenal. I went there to watch them play. I've seen a couple of games there, but the one game that really stands out to me was whenever Tennessee hosted Pitt in 2021. There was an announced crowd of 82,000 people, and it was louder than anything I've ever heard at Heinz Field / Acrisure Stadium. It's louder than any football game I've ever been to, and that was just with 82,000 fans there. A couple years before, I went to see them play Georgia, and the announced crowd was 101,000. It was fucking loud. It was nuts, and that was like an evening into night game. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. I've never seen anything like it before. I'm sure there's better atmospheres, but with my love for Tennessee, I'm just not. There's nobody else for me. Tennessee's number 1.
No bias, right?
Nope, not at all.
Hey, I love Tennessee Stadium. I'm not gonna lie.
One other thing. One huge shout out. Got to go to Army Navy. I covered Army Navy in the press box this past year. As much as I can help it, I will be in Army Navy the rest of my life. That was a phenomenal atmosphere. Phenomenal atmosphere.
Oh yeah. 100%. I love the Armed Forces Bowl. Number 1, Emily.
So my number one, because it's the only one that I've experienced good stuff at, is South Carolina.
Williams-Brice Stadium. So I love Williams-Brice. So for me, I had two number ones. I had to split them. Number one that I've been to, that I love the most is Williams-Brice Stadium. I know I'm a Gamecock fan, but if you've ever been in Williams-Brice Stadium, Sandstorm is fucking amazing. The fans are into it. They're loud. They're ruckus. They're high-fiving. When 2001 comes on and they come out to the smoke and Cocky's kicking out of the cage and then Sandstorm starts right before the kickoff, and every time South Carolina gets a big play, I mean, like it's just deafening. A lot of people don't know that South Carolina, for a 25-year run, only lost 5 games at home because their overall record's so poor. But yet, like, it's a hard place to go and win unless coached by Will Muschamp. But my real number is Memorial Stadium in Nebraska. There ain't no party like a Nebraska party because they've sold out for 62 straight years right now. Mm-hmm. And that deserves to be number one if anybody does.
Yeah. And as much as they've lost since Frank Solich left or fired, whatever you want to call it, they still show up. They show up. They support that team. Yeah.
And Frank Solich and Bo Pelini, both of them were doing really good jobs there. And they're like, that's just not good enough. And it ruined the program because, like, they thought that we're Nebraska. We better win 11, 12 games now. And Bo Pelini's like, wait a minute. You gave me a bad program. I just won 9 games. What's the problem? And they're like, you're the problem.
So, fun story about that. There's a guy who was the athletic director of Pitt named Steve Peterson. In the 90s, he decided to switch it and call it Pittsburgh. They weren't allowed to call them Pitt anymore. And everybody hated him for it. And he finally left because he got his chance to go back to his alma mater, which was Nebraska. And what did he do? He fired Frank Solich and hired Bill Callahan.
Preach.
And when that happened, they shit the bed. They couldn't do what they couldn't beat Nebraska anymore. That was before the transfer portal. So those guys who were used to playing the option were trying to play an NFL style of offense, and it wasn't working. They canned him, they canned Callahan, and they just haven't been able to crawl back out of it.
Yeah, because they're stupid in Nebraska. You're Nebraska. You have money too. I mean, you could literally go out there and do it. All you have to do is not be stupid. Like, that's the recipe to win at Nebraska. Don't be stupid. You have the money. You have the fan support. You have top-notch facilities. Just don't be stupid. And here they are.
Part of the problem is their history is so far in the rearview mirror that the young kids nowadays don't want to go to Nebraska to play because it's not the Nebraska we know.
Right.
They don't look at Nebraska like that. They look at Nebraska as a team right in the middle of nowhere who hasn't been relevant since the early 2000s.
See, and when they hired Callahan, they got away from what they did. They used to go get them farm boys out of rural Nebraska, feed them up. They called them big corn-fed offensive linemen for a reason. Because they were big corn-fed Iowa, Nebraska farm boys. And they got away from that and started recruiting athletes. I think they have to get back to doing what made them Nebraska to begin with and go back to that recipe. Because you're just kicking your wheels right now trying to compete, signing all the 5-star offensive. That's not what Nebraska is.
Well, part of the problem with that is college football has evolved since then. That style of football you're talking about doesn't work anymore.
The problem is that style of offense, you have to outscore teams now, and that shit's not going to work. That I agree with TJ on that. I think they were ahead of their time in understanding they had to change. They just couldn't do it. I think is what happened.
Or they did it incorrectly.
Correct. You like this?
And now I'm stuck with Brian Callahan as my head coach and Bill Callahan as my offensive line. Get rid of these guys.
Nobody cares about the Titans. You ready about Disney movies? You got your list, TJ?
I had to look up Disney movies to make sure they were actually Disney movies when I was going through my list, but I got a pretty decent 5 here.
Oh, cool. Me too. Number 5, Chris.
So this is not going to make any of your list. I promise you it won't. Maybe TJ's. I'll see about that. 90% chance it's not going to make anybody else's list. When I was a kid, I remember the very first book I read from cover to cover was called The Parent Trap. Disney made a movie out of it called The Parent Trap. That's my number 5.
All right. I've seen The Parent Trap, the old one, which was actually the teacher from Saved by the Bell when she was a little girl. And I've seen the new one with Lindsay Lohan, and they were both pretty awful. So yeah, you're right.
That sounded like crazy talk there.
Yes, definitely. But no, this is our personal list, so it can't be crazy talk because I'm not allowed to tell Chris what he likes. But be a top 5 Disney movie is crazy talk. But it's top 5 Disney movies you like, right? Number 5, James.
Number 5, I mean, whoever told the dude that made the soundtrack for this movie, like, to make a soundtrack, I don't know what the hell he was on, but he was on something to make this movie's soundtrack go insanely hard. Number 5, I got to go with Tarzan.
Oh yeah.
I felt like what the like all they did was say, "Hey, Phil Collins, we're making a movie about a kid raised by gorillas. We need a soundtrack for this." That got you covered, and drop that. Like, bro, you didn't have to take it too personally.
So a couple weeks ago, we did top 5 music, a bunch of different genres. TJ, we did top 5 overall male artists, and Phil Collins was my number 3. Like, I love that guy. I love Tarzan too, James.
I like Phil Collins, yeah.
Yep. Number 5, TJ.
So I was surprised to find out this was actually a Disney movie, and it's one of my favorite movies growing up, the original Tron. The original Tron movie with Jeff Bridges. I love that movie. I had no clue that it was a Disney movie when I was a kid.
So I didn't know Tron was a Disney movie until you just said it just now. I love Tron. As a kid, Tron was really cool with all the little lights and black, and then the little lasers were coming. That was now James wouldn't understand because they have way cooler shit, AI and shit when he was growing up, but that was top 5 for us. I love Tron. No crazy talk there.
As a kid, I mean, that was the perfect movie. You get sucked into a video game to live your life in a video game. Hell yeah, that was fun.
Correct. Number 5, wife.
For number 5, I have Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah. No crazy talk there. No crazy talk there at all because it's going to make my list somewhere, I'm sure. Number 5 for me is Aladdin. One of the movies I watched, I think in middle school, it came out, and so I was already a little older, and I was like, I'm too old for Aladdin. You know, I'm 12 now. I'm a big dude, and I'm not watching no Disney cartoon. And then it came on HBO because we had HBO growing up. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm bored. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna watch Aladdin. By the end of that movie, I'm like, damn, that's a good movie. Like, I don't care.
Hey, Robin Williams essentially improvised like 95% of his lines in that movie.
And that's crazy because that movie was so flipping good. Number 5, give me Aladdin. Number 4, Chris.
So again, my list is going to center around when
old people. Gotcha.
You know, when I was a kid and things that came out and things that are still impactful today. I got Peter Pan at number 4.
That's not crazy talk. I love Peter Pan. No crazy talk at all there.
No.
Yeah, I love Peter Pan, Chris. Good one on that. Good one. I love it. Even Hook, the movie. Oh man, Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman.
Yes.
It don't get no fucking better than that movie for real. Number 4, James. No,
number 4. I mean, this movie essentially personified the whole "I am woman, hear me roar," and her taking her father's place in war was insane. But on top of that, we got one of the greatest Disney songs of all time. I'll Make a Man Out of You. Number 4, give me Mulan.
I want to give you Crazy Talk for Mulan, because there's so many great Disney movies, but it was just so good. Like I really love Mulan. But number 5, not for me, but I can't really knock you on that. Number 4, TJ. My wife.
Me going my probably early teens, mid-teens, Lion King. Lion King to me was a phenomenal movie and definitely a top 5 Disney movie in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just can't wait to be king. And then his dad dies. Crazy movie.
Yeah.
I loved it. I did love Lion King. Number 4, Emily.
So my number 4 is the same as James.
Mulan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
Hey, look, I said it's not in mine. But it's not terrible. Number 4 for me is a Goofy movie. Like it was about mine and Emily's time. So came out when I was a young teenager. Emily would have been a kid, and with Max and Goofy, and they're going back and forth, and he's like, "Dad, you should let me go," and he's like, "Hey, I just want to spend some time." Like, and then the Leaning Tower of Cheese, just a fantastic movie. And a Goofy movie has a special place in my heart. I wanted to put it higher because I loved it that much, but I just couldn't put it over the other 3 as much as I tried. Number 3, Chris.
So number 3 for me, again, this goes back to being a kid and watching this when I was little and the impact it has on a child watching this. But seeing the baby deer grow up in the woods by itself, I got Bambi at number 3.
I love Bambi. It didn't make my top 5, but I absolutely love it. One of the best Disney movies ever made. Number 3, James.
Number 3, you had it at number 4, but I got it at the number 3 spot, a Goofy movie. I mean, this gave us easily one of the best concerts that we got to experience as a kid, just on TV. And I mean, you play that song to this day, you will form a mosh pit in your living room, and it's not even close.
No crazy talk there. I love a Goofy movie. Number 3, TJ.
I was surprised to find out that this one was a Disney movie also, and they said that it was co-produced by Disney and other people, but remember the Titans. They said it was co-produced by the Disney production, so I was told it was considered a Disney movie, so I'll take it.
Hey, look, I'm with it. Disney paid for it. You definitely get to call it. I love Remember the Titans. It's never going to make a top 5 Disney list for me or even a top 5 football movie list. And I know people say that's crazy talk, but there's so many damn good football movies. And Remember the Titans is just right there up with it, man. The way it makes you feel halfway through it. I don't know, man. I love it, but
Yeah.
Gosh, I didn't know it was Disney. That's the shocker of this moment, really. Had no idea.
It says it was co-produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer Films.
So is there anything that Disney doesn't own? I'm just
yeah. So my number 1 pick is part of that conversation also.
Disney owns the Braves, so fuck Disney right now. Number 3, Emily.
So my number 3 is James and the Giant Peach.
Ooh, good one.
Very underrated, but awesome pick.
I love that movie. It didn't make my top 5 either, but James and the Giant Peach was phenomenal. I didn't know it was a Disney movie though. Had no clue. Nope, I had no clue.
It's in the living room, like for real.
Yeah. I mean, I see it, but I'm not looking for the Disney logo. You feel me?
Did you not see the case?
That's what I think when I see Disney. That Yeah, I've seen James and Giant Peach a lot. Number 3 for me, Robin Hood. One of the best Disney movies, and I couldn't put a Goofy movie over this, like, or the other two. Robin Hood was just so damn good, and he's got the little stilts, and he's walking, and he's looking like a bird, and you have Baloo, and man, Robin Hood at number 3 all day long for me. Number 2, Chris, is it like Herbie? No, I'm just kidding. Number 2.
Gus, the football horse.
So number 2, this movie, 30 years ago, a young lion was introduced to the world.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, Disney did not know what it had on its hand. In fact, they almost did not produce this movie at all. It took several years for them to actually sign the contracts to have it produced. At $771 billion lifetime earnings, I have The Lion King at number 2.
No crazy talk.
Yeah.
I love The Lion King. I do. Number 2, James.
Number 2, they are actually making a live action remake of this movie, and surprisingly, it is one of, or actually the only live action Disney remake of this movie that I'm really looking forward to, just because of how well they got everything down, and they still kept the original design of this alien. But man, number 2, I got to go Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Hey, your childhood. I get it, man. I get it.
Hey, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
I know a bunch of people in my life that love Lilo and Stitch. I think I was too old for it, and it was more tailored toward kids at that point than, I was in my 30s when it came out.
Like
but
17-year-old.
Hey, look, if you go back and watch it and you see Stitch, you'll just be like, holy shit, that is actually my personality right there.
I'm just going to say an unpopular opinion because everybody loves Lilo and Stitch. Moana is a much better movie than Lilo and Stitch, bro. Moana is phenomenal. It didn't make my top 5 because it was too recent, and in my head, I couldn't do recency bias. But it deserves to be in the top 5 Disney movies of all time. Moana does, in my opinion.
Yes.
But yeah, James, I know a lot of people in my life that like Lilo and Stitch, so no crazy talk right there. Number 2, TJ.
For me, number 2 was Miracle, the Team USA ice hockey movie. That was great. I mean, just hearing Al Michaels saying, "Do you believe in miracles?" I get like chills, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yes. Gosh, especially because you have America and Russia against each other now, but it's more of a tit for tat. But when we were kids, Emily and James, before the Berlin Wall came down, like, we lived in a world where Russia could just nuke us at any moment, and they said they were going to, and it was scary. Yeah. As a child, I would go to school and they're like, Russia's really might attack us. So when they do, this is what you need to do. That's how it was. So beating Russia was so satisfying. Not only does the movie see it that great, but when you add that aspect of what it felt like to grow up in that era, boy, your patriotism goes high.
And they showed a lot of the stuff behind the scenes of how things happened. They didn't get into too many details where, like breaking locker room codes or anything, but you saw a lot of stuff of how that team got assembled, like decisions that were made. It was good. It was really good. It was really good.
100%. Number 2, Emily.
So my number 2 is The Lion King.
Yes. She loves The Lion King, 100%. And I love when she wears her Lion King pajamas.
You had to do that.
I'm just gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? Like,
you come rolling in with your Simba pajamas on. This ain't that kind of show.
What's that?
Or this ain't that kind of show.
No. We like to have fun on the show. Not that much fun. We'll get banned from dead. Took his Twitch down. All right. Number 2 for me is Beauty and the Beast, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Beauty and the Beast is one of the most beautiful movies ever written. And that's what I'm saying. I couldn't put a Goofy movie over this. When you had the Beast and you had Belle and then you had the Candlestick. I mean, the movie was damn near perfect. Like, I'm not even joking. There was not one part of the movie where I was as a kid or an adult that I'm not watching it. Like, I want to see it. I want to see what happens. I want to watch it. Beautiful movie. Like, absolutely love that movie. And for TJ and Chris, do you remember in the 80s when they actually had a soap opera based on Beauty and the Beast, where the dude was like it was a real guy and they put like lion face on him, and that's how big it was.
Yeah.
So
a couple of years ago, my cousin's son, the one who plays for Shorter University, shout out to Ben Sherman at Shorter University. His senior year, he was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast in a play, and me and my son flew down to watch him. Picture the Beast being a 6'7", 300-pound kid, and the Beauty was like 5'1", maybe $110. So it was legit Beauty and the Beast, man. And he did a phenomenal job. I mean, he crushed it. He fucking crushed it.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I pictured the Beast anyway, about 6'8", 6'9". Like when you think about the movie, like this massive,
Yep.
I love Beauty and the Beast. Number 2 for me. Number 1, Chris. Y'all are gonna die when you hear my number 1. Emily already knows. Number 1, Chris.
So number 1 for me, I have to go with the movie that started it all. First released in 1940. It was originally supposed to be a platform to introduce Mickey Mouse. This movie ended up being a creature of its own. I have Fantasia at number 1.
Oh yeah. No crazy talk there, because when you think of Disney, you think Fantasia, and I love that cartoon with the music and the colors, and it was an orchestra is what it was, and you could hear it. No, Chris, you didn't get crazy talk. One more subject to go though. Number 1, James.
Number 1, man, oh man, this was easily my favorite movie growing up as a kid, and looking back at the voice actors that were involved, I mean, it was a star-studded lineup, and this was my first introduction to Darth Vader, and man, the voice that he was giving this character was the epitome of voice acting. Number 1, I got to go to The Lion King.
Yeah. No crazy talk there. Lion King is arguably Disney's biggest movie. I think it's the biggest grossing movie ever, actually. So
I think that's right. Yeah.
What's really crazy about this movie is they've done a lot of like really insane dark theories about some Disney movies, and basically they said this The Lion King is essentially a Disney version of Hamlet.
Wow.
Maybe I mean,
hey, these are just theories. They're theories, but it's crazy if it is.
I like Hamlet though. That's the problem during that. But
on The Lion King, it is the number 1 animated grossing movie of all time. But overall, as in the top grossing movie of all time, ended up being Avatar.
Oh yeah, and what a just hugely fucking letdown that was. Number 1, TJ.
Number 1 for me, I got to go recency bias, but back to my youth. The end, especially of Rogue One, Star Wars story, when Darth Vader just comes out and annihilates everybody. Like, I fucking love it. That to me will always be one of my absolute favorite movies. It shows how the start of Star Wars happened. I mean, it was just, a lot of people crush Disney for how they screwed up things with the Star Wars world. To me, they got Rogue One right. To me, they got it right, completely right. I love it. So that's my number 1 movie.
So Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie Disney's done. Disney messed up with the last 3 sequels. It was just poorly written. But Rogue One is a top 4 Star Wars movie of all time, even when you include the old ones. Rogue One is that freaking good.
Yeah.
You'll get crazy talk out of me. We did a Star Wars show about a month and a half ago, and it was way high up on everybody's list.
Yeah. So, after that movie was like, after me and my son watched that movie at the movie theaters, it was like 2 weeks later we went to see the Lego Batman movie. And I looked at him when it was over, and he was like, "What's the matter?" I was like, "I'm disappointed in the end." He said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I don't care what happens from now on. When I see a movie at a movie theater, the movie has to end with Darth Vader coming out just killing all the rebels." I said, "Because that to me is how you end a movie."
Yes. Yeah, you talk about a cliffhanger. So it led into Andor, or Andor leads into that. Andor is a Disney show.
Yeah.
Season 2 comes out like next week. I can't fucking wait. And it's all of the Rogue One story. I can't wait. Number 1, Emily. I already know what it is, but go ahead.
So I might get some crazy talk from some people, but not my number 1 is actually Lion King 2.
I never even saw it.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but it's been a long time.
I'll make you watch it.
Okay, so I'll see it soon. I'll see it
Emily,
soon.
this is not that kind of show.
I didn't say anything.
You implied it.
No, I didn't.
I'll make you watch it. Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
I was being serious. There's nothing involving tying up or anything. He's just going to watch it.
Listen, if Andrew starts singing, "It's Great to Be King," man, I'm just, we all got to shut this off.
Hey, whatever the wife wants, I'll leave it at that.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right. I'm going to do my number 1, then I'm going to let Emily go, and then we'll have one more subject. Number 1 for me, and y'all can look at me sideways all y'all want. I really don't fucking care. Number 1 Disney movie of all time is The Little Mermaid. It was the most awesome movie. It's the very first movie I ever saw in a movie theater, like when I was a kid, the very first one I ever saw. So I went there. It's the first big screen movie I've ever seen, right? So like that sticks in my head right there. And it was greatly written, and Kiss the Girl scene, like that's burned into my memory forever. Just there, you got your frog, I mean, you got your crab, and they're all singing "Kiss the Girl," and oh man, just beautiful. Ursula, the King, best Disney movie ever, and a top 3 all-time movie ever. And I'll fight anybody who disagrees.
So the funny story for me about that movie, I've only seen it one time in my life, and it was my senior year in high school because my German teacher wanted to show it us in German. So I've only seen that movie in German. I've never seen it in English.
It's worth watching. Like it gets my full endorsement.
Yeah. Look at Emily laughing at me.
Hey, look, Little Mermaid was badass. And Emily, thank you. I know she's got to go do something. We appreciate it. If you just want to send me your top 5 video game list, if you did it, I'll read it off in a minute.
See you, Emily.
Yep, she's on mute. Bye. All righty, so let's take her down. Top 5 video games. Now, Chris isn't a big video game guy, so I can't wait to hear how many Galagas he has on this list.
Combat, Pong, Pac-Man, Frogger.
Right. Hey, Frogger was the shit. I no crazy
I
talk.
love Frogger.
I love Frogger. One of the best games ever. Like, I lost more quarters to Frogger than I did any other game. That is an absolute fact.
No, mine was Berserk.
Dadgum. I wanted to kill that frog so many times. Damn it.
You were pushing them into the tractor trailer.
Just jump across the freaking highway, dude. Just do it, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
A reasonable crash out.
Definitely. Frogger, Burger, all this. Let's see. Madden, football, NBA, basketball. Hey, if that's your video games, man, I love those games too. Top 5 video games. None of y'all probably know what the hell this is. I just put it on the screen, but we'll get there. We will get there. Number 5, Chris.
So number 5 for me, it's the one that started the entire thing. Screen looks a little bit different than that. When I played it, it was completely green. Oregon Trail at number 5 for me. It's the one that started the whole thing.
So Oregon Trail is not my top 5, but I mean, I love me some Oregon Trail, bro. You gonna die of dysentery at least 5 times a day.
Right.
I've never played that.
Oh, dude, you gotta play it. It's hard to go back and play games like that, but yeah, 100%. Emily's number 5 is Tetris.
Oh, I love Tetris growing up.
Oh, dude, no game made me rage more than Tetris. I fucking hate Tetris. Number 5, James.
So real quick, I want to do an honorable mention. This game really got me into sports, and I never looked back on it. And knowing just what it's become and looking back, I mean, on top of that, we got the true GOAT of baseball in that game, aka Pablo Sanchez. Honorable mention, Backyard Baseball. I believe it was 2000 or 2001 when it had all the MLB stars at the time as kids as well.
Wow.
Yeah, the Granddaddy O'Ma was RBI baseball. That's the first one they put MLB players in. But I love Backyard Baseball. I'll agree with your honorable mention.
But yeah, number 5, the number 5 spot, man, this got a lot of people into video games. Even Tony Hawk said that when he wasn't skateboarding, this man was playing this game for hours on end. Next thing you know, you're looking outside, the sun is down. That goddamn Italian plumber will never cease to amaze you. Number 5, Super Mario.
Hey, look, I love Super Mario. No crazy. We're gonna go TJ, but next time around, TJ will go third because the screen flipped when I don't know why. Number 5, TJ.
Number 5 for me, the old Nintendo game, Baseball Stars. That game was great.
Yeah.
And up here in Pittsburgh, we're all hockey people, so we always kept saying if they were smart, they would create a hockey game like Baseball Stars where you could increase all the skills and everything of your players. But yeah, what many hours playing Baseball Stars.
Oh, I love Baseball Stars. Nintendo was Nintendo came out when I was like 6 or 7, so I started with the Atari. But Nintendo's basically my first.
I'm 48 now, so yeah, I started with Atari and then went to Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah, so you're only 4 years older than me, so you and I are real close in age.
Yeah. Yep.
So so I love that. Baseball Stars and Wrestling Stars was made by the same company. You did the same thing. You built your wrestler stats. It was so much fun. Number 5 for me, and you guys are going to roast me. I'm a total nerd. Number 5 for me is Final Fantasy VI, bro. Kefka. He's an evil clown who goes to take over the world. Well, he's not trying to take over the world. He's just trying to destroy the world. Like none of you fuckers deserve to live. He poisoned a river, killed an entire town because they wouldn't give up during the siege. Brutal, beautiful game. He succeeded in destroying the world too. And just phenomenal game. At number 5 for me, give me Final Fantasy VI. Number 4, Chris.
So earlier we were talking about Frogger and the damn frog jumping across the freaking highway. It used to piss me off so bad. But I played this game for nights on end. Just jump over the fucking barrel and climb the ladder, you damn monkey. Donkey Kong comes in at number 4 for me.
Wow.
I too spent a lot of quarters trying to get around that damn monkey as Mario. I love Donkey Kong.
That's funny.
I love Donkey Kong, Chris. No crazy talk. Number 4 today.
Number 4 for me was is a newer game, Red Dead Redemption, the first one. I got a lot of play after the story mode's over. I mean, that game, there's so much involved in that game, going across the map. You know, it's a shooter type game, but it's not a button masher type game, which to me, I don't really care for the button mashing games. So yeah, I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. It was phenomenal when it came out.
Yeah. The first one was Red Dead Revolver.
Correct. Yeah.
I just found that out recently, but yeah, Red Dead was fun. Emily's number 4 was Mario Kart. I fucking hate that game, man.
The fucking end all be all of friendships. If you got that blue shell, you are out of the well. Don't even bother coming to my funeral.
Oh, I love it.
Hate it. Number 4, James.
So number 5, I had Super Mario, but number 4, place had to come out because Mario was running things rampant here in America, and they had to come out with a video game character to rival Super Mario. They've made it a movie trilogy, and look, if you want to do a video game movie, you got to look at this trilogy as the blueprint because they have done it right. But number 4, give me Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic 2 is my favorite Sonic. When
That's
you had
a good one.
Casino World and all that, man. No crazy talk with Sonic. Number 4 for me is Suikoden 3. Now, I know none of y'all have ever heard it, but it's a fantastic story where you have 3 main characters. And at the start screen, you have Chris, you have Hugo, and you have Ghetto. And all 3 of these, there's 3 different games within this one game. And then you go and you build up stats, you recruit people. It's a role-playing game, fantasy, right? You fight monsters and stuff like that. And then after you play 3 separate games, long game, like worth every penny, then you start the main game where you're all together. Beautifully written game. Love it so much. Number 4 for me, Suikoden 3. Number 3, Chris. Chris, no crazy talk for you yet. Come on, give me something.
All right. I don't think I'm going to get crazy talk on this one either. This game introduced you to characters like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and was one of the very first fighting games to come out.
Yeah.
It smashed globally, and it's still celebrated today. When it came out, the imaginative design and high-end graphics set it apart from all other fighting games. I got Street Fighter 2 at number 3.
Damn it, Chris. No crazy talk. Love Street Fighter 2. I spent many of nights playing that on Super. Gosh. Well, number 3, TJ. Somebody gonna give me a crazy talk in here. Somebody.
Number 3 is going to go back again to my youth, but also what I was into back then. NHL 94 from Sega Genesis.
Beautiful. I have it. I have that game.
Yep. Nice. I love that game. I always played as the Red Wings, even though we were Penguins fans. Always played as the Red Wings because they all had speed and could fly past everybody.
Yeah, NHL 9. Oh, look. My favorite hockey game didn't make my list because I'm more of a fantasy video game than I am sports. But honorable mention for me. Well, actually, I don't want to say it in case you have it later. Number 3, James.
Yeah, so number 3, this game alone was the reason I wanted to get an Xbox 360. I mean, it was blowing up when it came out. I mean, anytime we turned on a UFC event, there it was, just right etched on the map. Number 3, I gotta go Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Okay. Just, I mean, no crazy talk because it's a wildly popular game. One of the world's most popular games. I hate Call of Duty. Like,
I've never played any of them. Yeah.
Just my personal opinion. Emily has Red Dead Redemption 2 at number 3, and I fucking love that game, bro. Red Dead 2. James will play it soon too, because he owns the game. You're gonna love it. Red Dead 2 is one of the best games I've ever played in my entire. I couldn't put it in my top 5 because I'm a fantasy guy, but it deserves to be there. Beautiful story, fun gameplay. Hillbillies and shit. Like, I love that game. But no crazy talk, James. You'll get no crazy talk with that. Number 3 for me, though, is surprise, surprise, Final Fantasy 9. So I played this game on the PlayStation 1 when I was like 18, and even at 43, I still play these games, by the way. So, like, Final Fantasy 9 come out, you had Zidane and Vivi and Garnet. You had these monsters you could conjure up to help you during these battles. You had Kuja, which is the greatest supervillain ever. I get a lot of crazy talk when I say that. Just beautiful game. I've bought like 26 copies of this game. I love it so much. It was 4 discs, man. Like I love games that take a long time to play. And then when you go in certain areas, you have to equip certain things because these monsters are fire heavy. So you equip your water wet. Just beautiful game. Number 3 for me, Final Fantasy 9. Number 2, Chris.
Number 2 for me, I spent many nights going through my fight tree and defeating the game with every single character on the game. My favorite move is squatting down, standing up, and throwing my rope and lassoing you around the neck, pulling you in, and hearing the words, "Finish him." Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis for me at number 2.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no crazy talk. Huge Mortal Kombat fan here. Chris, you disappointed me with your video game selections. Number 2 for Emily was Rocky Road It. Was a Super Nintendo game she played as a kid. I bought it for her a few years back because, I love my wife. I have seen her play it. I have not played it into completion. Number 2, TJ.
Number 2 for me is another Xbox 360 game, LA Noire. It's a game. I absolutely love that game. I can
Great
play
choice.
My number 1 is the only reason I still don't play this game on repeat constantly. I do it when I take a break from my number 1, but man, it's such a phenomenal game and a story. Like you talk about stories. I mean, this has a phenomenal story paralleling something real, and it's just awesome. I absolutely love it. I love the interaction. I love you have to do things correctly. You have to actually investigate, or you don't get like other clues. They don't just hand you shit. I love that.
Yep. It's a beautiful game too. James would love it based on some recent games that he told me he bought, and he likes those. He would love that game.
Oh yeah, I've actually played it, but it's been so long since I've played it that because life just sucks.
Number 2, James.
Number 2, this is easily one of my all-time favorite open field games, and I will die on this hill because of all the versions of it that have come out. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
All right. You'll get no crazy talk out of me because my wife would punch me. I did.
Greatest Zelda game of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Argue with a wall.
Right. So number 2 for me, I have number 2s for just this one. You have Super Mario Brothers 3, which I spent years playing as a kid. Beautiful game. And the other number 2, which was just top 5 video games right now, Terry, is Ultima 5. It's a game I played with my uncle growing up. It is another fantasy game.
I loved Ultima 1.
Yes, same series.
Yeah.
Ultima 1 was all dungeons, really fun, right? Well, this game expanded. You had castles and cities. You could get on the ship, sail across the ocean. I actually have a tattoo of the Shadow Lords right there.
Nice.
It's upside down, but it's a Shadow Lord. It's the main bad guys in the game. At number 2, give me Ultima 5. So number 1, we'll do Emily's. Matches James number 2. Ocarina of Time. This is her number 1. That is her most favorite game she's ever played. She thinks it's the greatest game of all time, and you'll get no crazy talk out of me because that's my wife. I like Zelda. I don't love Zelda. That's just for me.
I like the first one. I didn't go past that.
I didn't go past the third one. The second one was really fun though. Now, Chris, what is the greatest video game of all time? Because you're going to give me an opportunity here to call crazy talk. I feel it in my bones.
you might call crazy talk, you might not. But when you start playing this game, you start out with the device. It looks very similar to the tattoo you have on your arm. Right? So you start moving. You got your power ups. No, the one that you showed earlier.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You start out with the device that looks similar to that. Then you get to power up, and your device grows, and you get more firepower. And then to learn that you can raise it up off of the bottom, and you go up into the, you raise it up a lot, and you can fly around and move side to side. And I got asteroids at number 1.
Oh my. Oh my. I knew Atari had to make its way in there.
If you weren't the age that you are now, I would scream crazy talk so much. I played the shit out of Asteroids because Nintendo did not exist when I was little. So we had an Atari. And I couldn't tell you how many nights when I was 4 and 5 years old, I sat there just shooting things with Asteroid. Thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world. So I can't even call crazy talk on you, Chris. Severely disappointed in you. Shout out to the 60 people watching live. I appreciate that. That's a good number 1, though. He says it was going to be Pong.
I played a lot of Pong in my lifetime, too.
Hey, Terry's list isn't bad.
That's a solid list right there.
Yeah.
Whether it was Pong on Atari or beer pong at a tailgate somewhere, I played a lot of Pong in my life.
That's awesome.
So Double Dragon, Ninja Turtles. So quick thing, Ninja Turtles was I remember, Pitfall was the shit, Dominic. Love Pitfall. Ninja Turtles and Super Mario 1 were the first 2 games I got. So when it first came out, Ninja Turtles had come out, big craze, huge Ninja Turtle fan, and my parents bought it for me. Oh, I was like, oh my God, Ninja Turtles. That game was so fucking hard. I was like 8 years old getting my ass kicked, and I was just like in tears crying, like, I just have games. And then later in life, I watched other people play, and nobody could do it. I felt a little better. Great list, though, Terry. Number 1, TJ.
So I got a code number 1 here. Growing up, I loved Nintendo had a game called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It was based in 3rd century China. I actually have a tattoo on my arm for my favorite general from that time because it's based on real history. And Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11. You can create your own players to play against them. Of course, I created me and I took over all of fucking China. And I played this game over and over and over again on PlayStation 2. I keep my PlayStation 2 just to play that game. But my number 1 is Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't stop playing that game. I'm on my 8th go round with it, and as high as I got was like 97.5%, 98.5%. It's so much fun, and you could play for hours and hours and hours and not encounter the same thing over and over again. It's just a phenomenal game. I absolutely love it.
So Red Dead Redemption 2, I play it, and I'm gonna start so I started a new podcast called Level Up Nostalgia, and once I get through some of these other games, I'm going to play it live because I will tell you, GTA. That antagonize button has me in tears. Like some of the like I'll ask Emily, I play it for hours. I just hit the button. He's like, "You hungry, you big bastard? What'd you say to me? Why don't you go home and put on your dress? Oh my God, leave me alone." Then you rope them, pull them, drag them down the train tracks. That shit has me in stitches. Absolutely love that game.
Look, like seriously, he takes people and he drags them to the railroad tracks, ties them on the railroad tracks, and waits for trains.
There's actually one of the side missions. You have to do that to 3 people.
So he also likes to go to the places, where they're playing poker.
Yep.
And throw bombs at them.
Mm-hmm. When you get to the Aberdeen pig farm, you're going to think you're in Central Alabama.
I accidentally found that, and that was crazy.
Yes, I've done that too.
That's awesome.
It is so. I mean, she's not lying. So she's talking about God, what's the name of that town? The little town where the creepy guy locked up his daughter.
Rhodes.
No, it's a little town. It just has a little train station, and it's got the creepy house where the guy locked up his daughter because she was seeing one of the boys there. It's only where what's his name is, where the weird guy that you have he has a fence where you take the stagecoaches when you steal them.
Oh, wow, Emerald Ranch.
Yeah, Emerald Ranch. So they
Yeah.
play cards at the train station there, and I'll just ride by and like throw a stick of dynamite.
Put the dynamite on the arrow and shoot the arrows. It's funnier.
Oh yes, it's hilarious.
You could do a drive-by with a horse. It's fucking hilarious.
It is. I love that game.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
She ain't lying. I do all that. That shit, man. I mean, that antagonize button, though. That shit has me in. He says some mean shit to people. Like, really mean shit.
Oh man.
Oh
man.
You talk about games that you can sit and play for hours, and you never get the same scenario twice. It started out as a board game, and then they made it into a CD-ROM. You played on it's computer based on CD-ROM now. I play Risk like that. I mean, it's a war game that you're against the rest of the world, and it's such a challenge because you never encountered the same thing twice.
That's kind of like what that Romance of the Three Kingdoms is. You have to. It's basically taken over China, similar to Risk, but then you have to develop cities. You have to build armies. You have to produce weapons. I mean, you got to do a lot of stuff. I mean, the original first game compared to where the 11th game was, it's like night and day difference. But I love both of them.
So my game like that is Command and Conquer. Beautiful game.
Okay.
Yeah. Number one, James.
So number one, I got a 1A and 1B, and yeah, Crash Bandicoot or Batman Arkham Knight. Hey, both great choices regardless. But yeah, so 1B, sport games are just so much fun to play, especially the trash talking. And, if you're getting your ass kicked, you can easily throw fists. That's the lobby that I was growing up in. You're playing together, but you're not getting any connection whatsoever. So next, what do you got to do? You got to let your friend know what's up. But EA Sports Big was literally big in their bag with the games that they were producing in the early mid 2000s. And look, when this game came out, I was hooked immediately. Then the second one comes out, and I couldn't believe some of the things that you got to do. 1B, I got NFL Street 2.
That's fucking great, Terry.
Sorry, Terry had the comment of the night, bro.
Sorry, Terry. That's fucking great.
Oh my God.
Terry needed that antagonize button to talk to him.
Oh, that is one of the greatest inventions ever, the antagonize.
Oh, and speaking of just one other, I'm sorry, James, interrupt on this. One other thing, the new head coach at Central Michigan, his name's escaping me right now. I follow him on Twitter. He's like, I got a couple minutes, who's out there playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now? And I was like, dude, I'm playing it. He told me his favorite mission on there. So it ain't just people like us. It's sports people, celebrities, everybody plays that fucking game. That game is great.
Look, Chris would fall in love if he played that game. I'm telling you.
Shit.
It's a Western.
Lived it.
It's a Western.
You knew you struck gold when South Park made an episode out of it.
Right?
Oh,
but,
shit.
I got to get home and do this, and this. You're playing Red Dead Redemption 2?
It sounds like something I'd have fun doing.
Oh my God, it's a lot of fun.
Probably the greatest story ever written for a video game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. Number 1A, James.
Number 1A, man, oh man, this was my favorite fighting game as a kid. I mean, anybody who was born in the 90s and grew up in the 90s will agree with me on this. It was like essentially like having a nudie magazine as a kid, because your parents weren't allowing it because of the violence that was being shown. 1A, easily hands down the best fighting game of all time, Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
Yep. Not gonna make my top 5, but I did love Mortal Kombat as a kid. As a teenager. So there wasn't one sports game in my top 5. I love NCAA football. My favorite sports games ever because I'm a college football fan. But my favorite sports games ever outside of Tecmo Bowl and college football and stuff like that, love Tecmo Bowl, is Blades of Steel. It's the game that made me fall in love with hockey. I was 9 years old. Atlanta didn't have a hockey team, so I really didn't have a team in hockey. Blades of Steel come out. Chicago. I started playing Chicago. It was red and black. Well, red and black Gamecocks, red and black Falcons. I love the team. That's how I became a Blackhawks fan. Like that's the literal reason I became a Blackhawks fan because of Blades of Steel, and that was the funnest sports game ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this actually just happened to be sitting right by me. One of, if not the greatest football game ever made. NFL Street 2 and EA Sports Big was in their bag when they dropped this masterpiece.
Yeah.
So true story real quick. Duke Nukem was a game like Blake Stone and Doom and all that my mom loved to play. And it's something me and my mom bonded over, which is why I love video games so much. I'll just go ahead and be honest with you. And she played Duke Nukem. She's like, hey, I got this new game where you kill aliens. I'm like, cool, because me and my mom always chill, right? So I go there and we're playing it. And so she busts in this room where it's just a bunch of naked chicks that are tied up to some plants. And they're just like, and she's like, go upstairs. Because I'm like,
that's very similar to when I started playing LA Noire. My oldest son was, I would say maybe 7, 8 years old. And I'm investigating dead, naked women's bodies. And I was like, dude, turn your head. And so I would sit there and I would do the investigation parts and I'd look and he's against the wall like this.
Yep.
I'm like, if your mom comes downstairs, I'm dead. So just keep looking at the wall. I'll let you know when I'm done.
Absolutely. Number 1 for me, it is the greatest video game ever. So if you haven't noticed yet, especially for Chris and James who hear me talk about Assassin's Creed all the time, number 1 greatest video game of all time, and it's not even close, is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I have this tattooed right here. My wife has the same tattoo, by the way. It is the most fun game ever. I love pirates, and what this is a pirate game, and like it's vicious. The story is top notch. The gameplay is top notch. The ship battles are top notch. The character is top notch. It is the greatest video game I've ever played. And you can ask Emily, she might be out there listening. She'll bust in here and tell you. I have played that game at least 30 plus times, beginning to end. That's how much I love this game. Like in the world rankings, I'm ranked in this game for all-time assassinations, all-time pirate kills. Like I'm way the hell up there because I've played it that much. Number 1 for me is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But let's go to our final segment of the day, and James, smile.
I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Don't wanna be a fool for you. Just another player in your game for two. You may hate me, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye.
So I looked at the terms of service, and if it is a clip and no one says anything, we are good to play it. If they do, the only thing social media company asked me to do is hit the little trim button. So it is back, baby. The greatest outro in all of podcasts. Bye, bye, bye. Final thoughts, Chris, and tell us where we can find you.
So you can find me on the Golden Broom podcast. We had to rename our show. Me and Cody have a great time talking about college baseball. We do delve into other sports. I'm pretty sure that our next show we're going to have a conversation about NIL and how it affected college baseball, because apparently a story has broke tonight about a certain college football player and his personal NIL negotiations.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter at Third and Vandy. I'm on Facebook. Chris Keenhold is my personal page, but you can also find us at the Golden Broom Podcast. Go ahead and give our page a like and a follow so we can start going live on there. We're this close to being able to do so. We could certainly use your help. But after that, I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, so definitely, man. Nobody will ever find your Facebook page because nobody can spell Keenhold.
Right. That's why I feel safe putting it out there.
That's right. I will let y'all break the story about the nil negotiations. I was reading about it and I was like, holy shit. This dude not only has agents, he has people on his behalf, and what a story. Diggle midget hookers. That sounds about right. What a story out of the country. What a story out of the South. I'm not gonna break it, but wow, like this dude, if he gets this deal, that one team that TJ and Chris know so well better win it all. Final thoughts, TJ, and where can we find you?
Final thoughts is, as much as I love that dude and that team, I really hope this can't be the way college football goes. I mean, it's already bad enough with the transfer portal, but now you're holding teams hostage for a contract you already signed. So I just think it's stupid, but that's just me personally. You can find me on Sports Bible, sportsbible.com. Part of Mike Farrell Sports as well. I have articles out with him. I do something, I try to get as much content out for both places as much as possible. Have another pan on the fire, so to speak, pot on the fire, so to speak, coming up in a little while too. I'll get into that once we have a little more solid stuff going on, but appreciate you guys having me on. This was fucking fun. I had a blast. Love being on with the villains. You said it earlier, Andrew. You are one of my favorite fucking people too, man. Honest to God.
Well, I appreciate that. See, what we saw here with villains is it evolved because, like, I have so many people that do sports, like James, Chris, and Football Frame of Mind with Brandon and Cam, and they're so fucking good at it, right? So Villains has to evolve to stand out in our own network. So, we came into music and movies and Disney and Star Wars, and it's a huge success. So college football is what we're known for. And outside of college football season, our views dropped dramatically. Chris can testify to this as soon as football was over. So we evolved into these new things like music and all that, and views are back up. So it's no longer College Sports Villains. It's now Villains, the podcast, for that reason. But I'll be honest with you. I have more fun adding the little sports in with a little other things than I do talking about sports the whole time until college football comes back around.
I was just going to say, wait till August.
Right. The show will be full on college football in August, I promise you.
Yep.
James, my man, you got a busy ass weekend coming up. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, look, this Saturday, UFC 314 as Volkanovski and Lopez fight each other in the main event. I learned my lesson last time. The camera stays on the moneymaker, but the volume will be up while the fight is going on, so people can tune in, listen, make fun of me all you want, talk about how you want to watch the fight instead. But hey, look, I'm not trying to get us canceled anytime soon, but regardless, at the end of the day, UFC 314 is going to be an absolute blast. And if that wasn't crazy enough, next Saturday and next Sunday, WrestleMania 41. And man, oh man, is Jey Uso fucking heated after what Gunther did to his twin brother, Jimmy Uso, leaving him a bloody mess and requiring 15 stitches. Whew, that's going to be a blast. But right now, tomorrow, catch me hosting the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. We got a lot of things talking about. UConn winning the women's national championship. We're going to be ranking ballparks, and to close things out, we're going to be making some baseball predictions.
Excellent. So I'll be on the second half of that show because I do work late tomorrow night, but I can't wait. I love going on No Mercy. Monday nights we have Legends of the Squared Circle, TJ, where we talk about old school wrestling from the 80s and 90s.
Nice.
We don't do a lot of new wrestling stuff because I don't really watch it. Yeah, Chris is asleep, Terry. I don't know what's going on.
I was just gonna say.
I'm looking at this Twitter feed. It's absolutely buzzing.
So, as always, you catch Villains, the podcast, on Thursday night. You got Football Frame of Mind Sunday, No Mercy Sports Friday. You've got the Golden Broom Tuesday. You've got Hawkaholics Wednesday. And Dean talking Iowa sports had a current Iowa women's basketball player, 2 former players on today. Hundreds of comments flooding his feed. Fantastic show. If you guys haven't watched Dean's show, Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports, you're missing out because that thing is phenomenal, bro. And with that being said, before I let you go, I always end with how much that the Lord Jesus Christ means to me. So the one thing that I want to tell everybody, Matthew 24:13, I have it tattooed right here. It is important. Go look it up. Do your research. Changed my life. If you can't tell, big tattoo across the neck to remind me of what it is. Thank you all. Have a great time. You've watched Villains, the podcast, only on the Villain Media Network.